What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. Got your Juve news. Silence coming from upper management. All right, Max's stance on that and the current situation and going into next season. And a player confides in a friend, somehow finds media, but what he confides in would actually be alarming if true. We'll take a look at that. And then 2 contract extensions for Juventus, Chiesa and Rabiot, and 2 targets potentially incoming in the summer. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the HAC. Let's rock. First things first, a couple of targets Juve's looking at. Zirkzee and Goodmanson. The situations, here they are. Zirkzee, Juve has had a meeting with Bayern Munich on March 6th. Bayern Munich obviously having buyback clause from Bologna, who's valued the player at 40 million euros. We'll wait to see what develops there, but still all signs point to Zirkzee being closer to Milan. But we'll keep it in the back pocket as many Juventini would love to see Zirkzee join Juventus. For Goodmanson, well, things got a little bit more interesting as more Premier League sides have come up for the player in interest. Inter has also now set their sights on Goodmanson. The value is at 30 million euros. However, it's believed with the Premier League's interest, it could increase. That could see Juventus out of the mix. We will have to wait and see. As far as our contract renewals go, we got Rabiot, Chiesa, and Mckennie. All right, so Rabiot, there's optimism around Continassa that the renewal goes well and gets finalized. However, Bayern Munich, who we spoke about, that has buyback on Zirkzee, is interested in adding Adrian Rabiot. So we will see what develops there. For Chiesa, negotiations are underway, all right, with Juventus. Juve trying to take advantage of that FIFA Club World Cup qualification to get that short-term 1-year extension done with Chiesa. We will see what develops there. For Mckennie, apparently there is a distance. There is a distance financially between what Mckennie wants and what the club is willing to offer. A sale of Mckennie this summer is not ruled out, all right. 2 other players from Juventus that seem to be outbound this summer. Illing Jr. is one of them with interest coming out of England. He is most likely going to be sold. Moise Kean set to leave the club in the summer. Almost did so in the winter mercado, all right, on a loan to Atletico. He is set to leave the club, and it's still undetermined if it's going to be a permanent sale or a loan. It really depends on the interest that comes in for the player, all right? So we'll have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to upper management, Max Allegri, there are certain reports that have hit the media today. And number one, it's that Allegri and his stance is as follows, all right? He is frustrated in the silence coming from upper management. He believes that their silence is almost showing them that there's a management there that is uncertain of the path that they should take, all right? In terms of him still facing the media solo, that is the feeling that he has. He is frustrated. We could see it in his media interactions as of late. However, his stance is he is willing to go into next season on the final year of his contract. However, when it comes to the contract news, the news suggests that there have been no discussions about a renewal with Massimiliano Allegri, all right? And the big thing with him still is that 20 million euro salary and staff fees that goes along with removing him, all right? Now, in terms of upper management and their silence, all right? No higher level management has even approached the players or the coach in terms of a discussion about the current form and what they're in right now, this funk. And I said, and I have been very vocal about this for weeks now, that the message needs to get through to the players, everybody, from someone above Allegri, because leaving him to do it on his own is not working. This has grown a belief in all of us that the message is dead and these players have quit on Allegri. However, the current reports suggest that a player from Juventus has confided in a friend. Somehow this is found media, but it is that they are not in fact against the coach. I'll be quite honest. If this is true and some of them or a group of them are not against the coach and have not quit on him, then that is more alarming, okay, than if it were true. Because if they are still all backing and believing in Max, all right, then what we're seeing is so abysmal and pathetic, and this crop might be weaker than I actually thought. All right. Now, of course, the professionalism has to kick in, the pride has to kick in, but it still is alarming in any way, shape, or form that you look at it, because these guys have not been able to bring it and snap out of this funk, regardless of what they think of Allegri, the coaching, the positions, the formations, anything. It still comes down to player pride, all right? But if they are, in fact, all still in full belief and they go into a retiro and they come out that flat, this is very, very alarming for this crop of players at Juventus. The lack of leadership on full display over these past 8 games, all right? Now, in terms of the upper management, why they haven't acted as of right now, because if they would have, you would think they would have done it, but everybody has the same feeling. Even if we believe, like I believe, we should be making a change now, even in the interim for the 9 games, they won't, for a number of reasons. Financially, all right, we talked about the 20 million euros there. The divide between players and coach in terms of responsibility and who is more responsible is on them. Maybe, just maybe, they do feel that Max is not as much to blame as the majority of the fan base, all right? But time will tell there. All we know is that floating in the background, there are more and more rumors suggesting several meetings have taken place, and this comes from Nico Schira, between Juventus and Motta. And he believes Motta is the guy coming in to Juventus. Of course, time will tell, but this is going to be a wild one to follow right through until season's end. But a change now seems highly unlikely to happen. So it is up to Max and these current players, whether they're on the same page or not, to get the job done and qualify for Champions League. And then we will see what Giuntoli, Manna, Calvo, etc. decide in the summer. That's your news break. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content, but hit me in the comments with everything you think, all right? And I'll be back tomorrow with another update. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.